I'm going to keep it still right here like this because of the fact that I want for the second half of this project, even though we're more than halfway done, we're theoretically halfway done because we're at the letter M, which is halfway through the alphabet. So we finished 12. We have another 12 left. Granted, let's say Q, X, Z. We don't have anybody in those. And I think every letter of the first half we did have at least somebody, even Monty Irvin. So as we go through the second half of this project, and now there's always going to be new Hall of Famers. This project's going to take me a while. I thought we step it up a bit. Eventually, I like to even increase and do a better job with my thumbnails. In addition to that, I'm starting a totally new sports card venture when it comes to taxes. I'm going to drop another video to that. But if you happen just to be watching these videos and you don't watch my other videos and you have a question regarding taxes, my old Schreiber email is dead. I'm going to put the link to my new email down below. It's simply frank@reinstein.cpa because I am Frank Reinstein. So frank@reinstein.cpa. It's very simple email address. I'm working on getting an even easier email address, and I will share more of that when the time comes. But now we're at Connie Mack, and I debated whether or not really to do Connie Mack. Why is that? Because the baseball diehards know his real name was not Connie Mack. It's Cornelius McGillicuddy. So it's not Mack, it's MCG. But if the Hall of Fame calls him Connie Mack, I think we should recognize him as Connie Mack also. So Connie Mack, I mean, this guy was like an incredible grand old man of baseball. The man managed 50 years, and he had a playing career. I mean, also, I mean, he is the all-time winningest. I should say winningest. I'm sorry. He has the most wins. He's definitely not the winningest of any manager whatsoever. I'm trying to look up his record right in front of me, and it's not popping up right here. We go 3,731 wins, which is like almost 800 wins more than number 2, which, believe it or not, was Tony La Russa. He also has the record for most losses at 3,948, and he managed such a long time ago. At least he started managing such a long time ago. He also has the records for 76 ties, and I don't even remember the last time there was a tie. Again, I mean, he has more losses than wins, which is crazy with all the wins that he had. That's how long he managed baseball. He was, along with John McGraw, were the first 2 managers to be elected into the Hall of Fame in 1937. So again, 1 year after the inaugural class, they decided they want to put managers in. I think Connie Mack was only a natural choice. Interesting, of course, he was still managing at the time of his career. And the man was around baseball. He passed away in 1993, but he was around baseball for the majority of his life. I think he even threw out the first pitch at the 1955 World Series. So because he was around baseball so long, his autograph, not tough to come by. Very easy autograph to get. And we'll show that in a second. And because of that, if you're out there, I mean, for someone who played baseball before 1900 and that is in the Hall of Fame, he's probably one of the easiest autographs to obtain. But that being said, there are still forgeries out there. There's a couple of things to look for. So without any further ado, we spent 4 minutes talking about Connie Mack. Let's study the autograph analysis of Mr. Cornelius McGillicuddy. So as always, I want to start at the PSA autograph facts database. And this is a typical Connie Mack autograph. Now, a signed baseball for him is going to be $4,000 or $5,000, but they're out there. They're not impossible whatsoever. So when you're looking at his autograph, I mean, usually you could see right here, the C should start and cut across almost the entire part of his name. And entire part of the C. And it's usually a 2-loop C. You may see it a little more round right here, and it loops around down here. Again, the end into the I is very much, and even in the Mac, you could see that it's very like loopy. It looks like W's and U's, M's like that. The I is a quick dot whenever he did it. The E most of the time is at a capital E, but not always. And this is a good way to find a real Connie Mack from a fake Connie Mack. This is like the number one thing if you're taking anything from this video. See how these lowercase letters, the Connie, are usually still taller than the M and the C right here. So whenever you're looking at a Connie Mack autograph, you want to make sure that these letters right here are higher than these letters right here. So let's go to another autograph. Again, this is multi-sign baseball. But again, you can see right here, see how the ends right here are definitely on a higher plane. So again, break between the C and the O. We always want to see that. A lot of loops right here. And again, a lot of loops right here. They're very similar, at least to me. Even when Connie Mack later in life, you don't want to look for a slow signing autograph of his. I mean, again, his autograph is out there. Again, you can see right here the Connie, again, very consistent, very, it's, I don't want to say rushed. That's not the right word, but he signs in a nice flow. You see how the Connie is on a nice plane right here. The Mac, maybe not so much. Again, this is just a nice, smooth autograph. You don't want to see any hesitations when you're buying a Connie Mack autograph. This K is a little different, I would say, than that. It's not always the one you want to see. Again, right here, you can see how the N's are higher than the A's. I mean, again, a capital E right here. Again, this little loop right here for the Mac. We're going to keep going. Again, there's a lot of signed baseballs right here because he was on baseballs for a lot of teams. Okay, this is a early autograph of Connie Mack on a beautiful American Baseball Club letterhead. You could see the C is very different. You're not going to see the C most likely if you're buying a Connie Mack autograph. It's an unusual C, and he stopped signing that, I would say, about 1920. Again, it's still good. This is, again, another gorgeous autograph. But again, you can see right here how the C's right here. It's on a nice plane right here, loops around. And you see how the tops of these right here is taller than the top of the A right here. That's really what you're looking for in a Connie Mack autograph. Again, the C right here is very common. It comes straight up, around, down, and loops right here. Again, he had a nice professional signature. Again, okay, we're looking here, 1939. To me, they're starting to look similar. Again, the N's and the E's, it should all be nice right here, very smooth, nice level plane. I'm going to go backwards right here to see if anything. So this is a cool autograph. This is a full Cornelius McGillicuddy. And actually, these first Sigmund Berg, I have one of them. These are pretty cool envelopes. Again, the McGillicuddy is a whole different autograph into itself. He typically, we'll get to it, but he typically didn't sign this way. Let's say post 1905, the Cornelius McGillicuddy. Again, Connie Mack autograph. This one's a little odd to me. And again, I don't want to say it's bad necessarily, but you see, it looks like the E is very slowly drawn. It's not on a nice level plane. The M is like, yeah, the ends are still higher. But if I were buying a Connie Mack autograph, I don't care that it's a 10 or not a 10. I want something more on an even level plane. I don't see it like how it comes up almost like a rainbow and comes back down right here. Not a fan at all. I can't see that one, so I'm going to skip that one. Again, it's tough to see right here, but you can tell this is on a nice plane. Beautiful Connie Mack autograph. I mean, yeah, 4 Hall of Famers right there, not just Connie Mack. Again, I don't know. This is probably a later in life autograph. It's a little different to me. The C, usually the C comes up like this. It's not usually looped like this. Again, the A here is much high, not much higher, but higher than the A's right here. Says Ed Halen was, obviously Ed Halen's a Hall of Famer. So I don't know the story of this autograph, but to be honest, I'm just not a fan. And when I say I'm not a fan, I'm not saying for sure it's fake. This is not the Connie Mack autograph I would buy because there's so many out there. Yeah. So again, Connie Mack, this is rare. We'll look at these plaques later. I think this one's good, to be honest with you. Another thing to look for is see how the K comes up right there a little bit. So it comes straight down like that. That's something you want to see. The C comes up in sharp turns like this. Nice, consistent capital E, consistent right here. The N up here is higher than the A right here. We're going to look at a bad plaque in a moment here. So we're going to keep moving on right here. I want to go to Outer Safe real quickly here. And they had this one autograph on here. And I don't know what it is, but it's bad. Obviously, whoever posted it knew it was bad right away. I don't think whoever signed this was even trying to forge Connie Mack's autograph. I think this is just something else completely because, we talked about there's no loops whatsoever in the C right here. But there's not much on Outer Safe. Going to eBay, most of the stuff is good on eBay. I saw one I wasn't a fan of. We're going to go to right after this one. But you can see what his autograph's selling for. A couple $100. A nice $200, $225. Again, baseball. Be careful with the baseball. But now we're up to a really nice one. $425, $540. It's a nice autograph. For some reason, when people, and again, Jake, we could talk about this, when people cut autographs with Perez Steel postcards, people just love it, like Jake. So maybe Jake bought this for all I know. If you did, Jake, I think you overpaid, but I really don't think you bought that. But again, this is one that's sold on eBay that I really was not a fan of for several reasons. Number one is you could see right here. I don't know. I can, well, if I zoom in, just a couple of things. It's just the ends looks like usually the last end doesn't look like an eye like it does right here. This is very choppy autograph right here. I don't like this as well. You can see how the Mac here is higher than this right now. I don't like that at all. Usually that K, like I said, tips up a little. It stops right there. I mean, looking at this as well, there was no COA whatsoever when this sold. So I would not bought this autograph. I am not a fan of this at all. Before we do that, this is an autograph right now. Literally, you could put in this second, and it's good. This is very rare autograph for me. I don't see these very often, and that's a full Cornelius McGillicuddy autograph signed later in life. This is signed 1945. If we zoom in on this isn't heritage. I'm not trying to out an auction. I don't think anyone really at $140 is like out of this. And again, I think this autograph's good. It's a very rare McGillicuddy autograph. You don't see these very often. They don't usually command that much of a premium, to be honest. And it's kind of a choppy autograph. Again, it was signed not even the last 10 years of his life, but he was in his 80s when he signed this autograph, and his autograph looks like it. So I want to quickly move on. Like, this is in my collection right now. This is from 1903, and this is a full Cornelius McGillicuddy autograph. And again, you're not going to see these that often. I think I paid $500 for it. I paid a little more extra for it because I really wanted a Cornelius McGillicuddy autograph. It was important to me. But before that, I had just a regular Connie Mack autograph. Again, this is in my collection from 1934. And you can see right here, it's nothing too special. It's just your typical Connie Mack autograph. You can see how the ends are higher than the A and everything. It's getting a later in life autograph, but again, the E is still capitalized. So last thing I want to look at are these plaques. And Ron talks about this plaque right here that he doesn't think is good. And I want to show you why he doesn't think it's good. And I'm to be honest, I wouldn't buy this either. A couple of things. This autograph is really stretched out, number one. He doesn't like that. Number two, you can see the ends here don't flow at all. We were talking about the flow of the Connie to the I. You can see there's no flow right here. And I mean, also just the way the A, the C, and the K all just drops off right here. It's kind of like a train wreck. So he's not a fan. I can understand that. Where we compare that, for example, to here. And this sold for $6,000 back in 2021, or closer to $7,000. You can see it's a much more smoother Connie Mack, much more compact Connie Mack autograph compared to that. I mean, there's a lot of difference. I know it's tough to see maybe, but there's a lot of, like, this K, C comes up above the C before coming straight back down. So that's it with Connie Mack. That's it with what's going on with my channel. I don't have a lot of updates. I plan on filming a lot more. So we're going to move from Connie Mack to a real toughie, and that's going to be Biz Mackey. But until then, thank you all for watching. And as always, keep collecting.